This is the Brown Boy Wonders podcast.
Hey guys, it's the Brown Boy Wonders podcast. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the New York Jets against the Dallas Cowboys. But before we do that, let me introduce my guest here. He was part of the top 5 video games episode. Here's Daniel.
Hello, how's it going, everybody?
Hey man, how you doing? How's life? How's it going?
It's okay. I got back from work and I fell asleep for like 2 hours in an upright seated position in front of my TV. So that's my life now. It's just sweaty chair naps.
I think that's all I think we all need that, you know?
Apparently I did because I feel great now.
That's good. Well, today on the weekly sports episode, I usually talk about my Jets, and I was at the Jets game. Well, first of all, Daniel, do you have a football team?
I do not. I live my sports life vicariously through the trash talk of others. So I just kind of hang out and have a good time and watch whatever's on when other people are watching it. I'm like the sports equivalent of a social drinker.
Oh, okay. I mean, you're there. You know what's happening.
Yeah, so most of the time.
Okay, that's good. Well, I was at the Cowboys game on September 17th of week 2 of the NFL. Let me tell you how I start my day. First, on that day, I woke up, as you usually do. I put on my New York Jets sweater, my blue jeans, and my Jordans. I was like, you know what? It's time to go. The New York Jets are gonna beat the Cowboys. That's what I was thinking that morning. And then I realized I'm not gonna eat there. You know how expensive the AT&T Stadium is, right? Have you been there?
Never eat at an event. It's always so much more expensive than it needs to be.
It is because the nachos there is like $20.
Absolutely not.
The popcorn is $15. A small
No.
bucket. Soda is like $8. It's not worth it. So
I would rather be hungry.
exactly. So I rather went to somewhere to eat, and that place was called Dave's Hot Chicken. Have you been there?
No, I've never heard of this place. If you had told me you had made it up, I would have believed you.
No, it's true. I got it. It's next to the stadium, but they have different locations. But it's like a spicy fried chicken place.
Is it
And
new? Because I used to live relatively close to the stadium, and I've never heard of this place.
I mean, it's like 10 minutes away from the stadium, but there's one in Irving, one in Plano. I would say it's like 5 years old now. It's been there. Um, the spice level goes from nothing to you gotta sign a waiver.
You have to sign a waiver.
Yeah, that's how it can be. But I got medium. So I got my food. I went to the parking lot of the stadium, and I don't know if it's called tailgating. If you eat outside with your food outside
Oh,
the
so you
stadium.
didn't eat at Dirty Dan's or whatever the hell whatever you said.
Dave's hot chicken.
Dirty Dave's hot chicken.
No, I didn't eat there. I
You
went
took the
there.
food with you.
I took
Okay.
my food with me. I was eating it, and I realized it was kind of hot outside. Because I realized I was wearing a sweater because I know the stadium inside is cold, or it made it cool. So I ate my food. I waited like 30 more minutes because I kind of got there pretty early, around 1:30. The game starts at 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
So I waited for a bit. So when it's time, 30 minutes before the game starts, I went to the stadium. Before I got into the doors, I have to scan my ticket, right? But before I scan my ticket, they told us to wait. We're not gonna scan your ticket. I'm like, what? What the hell?
They saw your Jets gear. That was the problem.
No, oh maybe. Well, they told us like we're waiting for the Cowboys cheerleaders to walk by, and then we will scan your ticket.
Oh.
So I waited about another 15 minutes in this 90-degree weather,
In a sweater.
in the sweater.
With hot chicken.
No, in my stomach. But yeah, I already ate that. But I saw the cheerleaders walking by, and I'm like, this is pointless. Let me get in. And then I got in. I went to my seat. It was 446, row 18. Remember that. 446, section, row 18.
Okay.
Got
Well, I'm looking forward to the prestige in which I'll need to remember this, but sure.
okay, good. Well, I sat down with my brother. My brother came along with me. We sat down, waited like
Is he
30.
also a Jets fan or just a supportive brother?
He's both. I'll
Okay.
say he's both. Um, so we sat down in our seats. The view was great. You see, the big Tron. You see the field, and it was like 10 minutes before the game. I was like, you know what? Let me get some popcorn. I was a little hungry, so I bought that $15 popcorn with 2 water bottles, which is like $6. It's, okay, that's not the point. But I got up, got there, got the food. I went back to my seat. The game is about to start. This was the national anthem, but then I realized there's these two grown adults walked up to me and said, Are you sitting on my seat 3 and 4?" And we're like, no. And they showed us our ticket, or showed us her ticket, and it was 44734. And we're like, we're on 446. The guy on my left said, "Sir, you're on 447." I
Uh
was like, shit.
oh.
So usually they gave us, when you sit down on the seat, they give you a little towel, like to root for that team. I was gonna give back to that towel to the lady. She said, "Girl," oh, no, she didn't say
She
girl.
called you a girl?
No, she didn't call it girl. She said, you can keep that. I don't know where you put your hands were." I was like, okay, I'll just
She
keep it.
called you.
Yeah. So we went to our right seats, and now I got 4 towels because I went to my row seat, so I have 4 towels with me, and I don't know what to do with them, so I put them on the ground, and the game started. So the game was predominantly more Cowboys because the Jets are still struggling. It was a great experience, but we lost, of course. And let me, yeah,
What do you say? What do you say? Of course. Did you expect to lose?
when it comes to the Jets, uh, we tend to lose a lot, so it was
Well,
no brainer.
I mean, so you went expecting for sadness.
I was I had low expectations when I went to the game because
Okay.
if we win, I'll be really happy. If we lose, I'm like, yeah, it happened.
Well, I mean, as a Texan, I've heard that this is our year for the last 2 decades. So I'm pretty sure this is our year. Pretty confident.
Well, I will say you guys have a great defense. You have a great offense. For the Jets side, we have a great, amazing defense.
And such a good quarterback too.
We lost that quarter.
I know.
Yeah, we lost that quarterback. But we still have Zach Wilson, who's still struggling. But I've seen a lot of improvement in this game, because he had 170 yards, which is more than 30 than last week. 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions. Not great. Brees Hall, who's supposed to make a monstrous run, only made 9 yards. Dalvin Cook 7 yards. Alan Lazard only had caught one catch for 23 yards, and Garrett Wilson just made 83 yards, 1 touchdown. But it's not compared to what we did last week. Cowboys did bunkers. There's a guy named Tolbert. Ever heard of a Tolbert before?
No, never once. Nope.
Exactly. He was a running back for the Cowboys, and he made like a. He didn't make a touchdown, but he made a lot of impact. So I came home not sad, but defeated. Um, I would say this that as the season moves on, I think the Jets will improve, but I think we gotta step on it because they're saying replace the quarterback. I'll say no. Let's keep Zach Wilson moving forward. Um, yeah. Next week we're facing the Patriots. Any predictions on that, Daniel?
Well, you're asking for my prediction?
Yeah, your prediction against the Jets versus New England, 12 o'clock next week.
I'm gonna say the Patriots because I feel like they. I mean, apparently, but they used to be really good, and you're saying the Jets lose all the time. So
The Jets lose all the time, but we had so much hype in this
okay,
offseason.
so you're going into this match with more confidence than you went into the Cowboys match, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay, I hope you're
because
right.
I hope so too. Because the Jets only face the Cowboys looks like every 3 or 4 years, so we don't face
Really?
them all the time. Yeah. Um, but yeah, do you think as a Jets fan I should be frustrated or should I just go go along with the ride?
I mean, if you've been a fan this long and they haven't been doing well this whole time, then nothing's changed. You know, you can't be disappointed with them doing as well as usual. So stick with it. Why not?
Am I delusional?
Maybe. Is that a bad thing?
Uh, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's a good thing if you're a fan of your football team, but
Yeah.
as a
I mean,
Jets
as long as
fan,
you're not getting like genuinely upset every time they lose and like being, I don't know, destructive or like mean about it, then I don't think there's any problem with it. But I also
I
cannot literally imagine you being destructive or mean in any capacity. So don't think there's an issue.
okay, that's good to hear. I mean, I don't know if you heard about the butt fumble about 10 years ago.
The the butt fumble.
Okay, I'm glad you don't know about this.
The
So
butt fumble.
for those who don't remember, or I'm sure a lot of people remember, but for you at least, the New York Jets faced, I forgot what team. It was like around 2011. Our quarterback, Mark Sanchez, he he snapped the ball. He said, "Hut hut." He held the ball, didn't know where to go. He looked straight. He ran, and then he collided his head to his own lineman's butt. Bah! And he fell to the ground.
Uh, how, what? How did he hit the other guy's butt? Was he like
He
really
was trying to
short?
no, he was like trying to slide, like trying to get that extra inch in, but he just slammed his head to his butt. That's how it's called, the butt fumble.
Oh, oh, good.
From there on, I'm like, what the hell? This is always disappointing every year. But that's just me.
So you had the butt fumble. You had Rogers break his entire leg, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, two catastrophes in 11 years. It could be worse.
Yeah, there's more in the middle I don't want to talk about.
Oh
But
no.
yeah, it's a as a Jets fan, it's always disappointment, but you know, that's life. But but yeah, that was my experience. But here's the thing, as a Jets fan, I'm gonna keep going.
Well, you
I'm gonna
almost
keep,
got as many free towels as the Jets got points. So, I mean,
oh,
you're doing really good.
oh, you're right. Damn it. All right, let's
If
move
you'd
on.
sat in the wrong seat a couple more times, you could have taken him out.
I could
That
have.
needs to be your new racket. Is just like extra free towels.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on from that game. Hopefully, we'll beat the New England Patriots. And that's it. For now, we're gonna talk about some strange player names or real names. I'll say full names. You ready, Daniel?
Yes. When you specified player names like their real names, do football players use fake names like wrestlers? Because I was not aware of that.
I think they're trying to make it short because it's a long name and they just want to fit into the jersey.
Well, fair enough, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you two pronounce Julio Jones' full name. Go ahead.
Joseo Jones. You mean Lopez Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, Julio Jones. So his
Yeah.
name.
Go ahead.
Wait, where does the Julio come into it? Because
That's his name.
it says Julio Jones's full name is Quintorris Lopez Jones, but I don't see where Julio comes into that. Does he
Exactly.
go by Julio instead of Quintorris? Is that what it is?
He goes by Julio.
Oh, well, oops. Is that right? Did I do that right?
That's his name.
Okay.
Well, how do you pronounce it?
I said Quintorris.
Quintorris Lopez Jones. That's Julio Jones' full name.
I wonder
All
if
right.
he's the fifth child, because quint means 5, like quintuplet.
Do they do that?
I don't know. I don't think it's like a set thing that people do it, but I can't think of how you get to the name Quintorris without something like that.
Maybe his family's like from Spain or something.
Let's see. Wide receiver, Alabama. I could look into it, but it would take a while. We can just move on to the next one.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, the next name comes from AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon's full name is Algurius Jamal William Dillon Jr.
I think that's Algiers Jamil.
Oh, okay.
Algiers
Algiers
Jamil
Jamil
Dillon
William
Jr.
Dillon Jr. So that's like 5 names right there.
It's a long name.
It's a very long name.
I understand how he got from Algiers Jamil to AJ at least. I don't understand Quintorris to Julio, but it is what it is.
All right. All right. You go with the next one.
CD Lamb. His full name is Cedarian De Leon Lamb.
So I get the CD that comes from, but
Yeah, I mean, like, it makes sense, obviously.
she should just keep that name then.
Cedarian's not even like that tough to say.
Yeah. And Delian, that's easy.
Yeah, I mean, De Leon is just like a normal, like, Hispanic last name. I don't know if it's spelled like that, but I've heard that name 100 times.
Like Cedric the Entertainer.
Was his real name De Leon somewhere?
No.
Cedric De Leon Entertainer? Was that what you were saying?
Yeah, because the Cedarion looks like Cedric. I was like, oh, Cedric the Entertainer. But no, that's not how it reads. Moving on. Juju Smith Schuster's full name is John Sherman Smith Schuster. Okay, that's.
He could have just kept his name.
Yeah, he could have.
I guess that's just a nickname.
Yeah, Juju. I guess so.
Maybe he does magic, and they're like, "Oh, he's got that good juju."
Oh, like Juju on the beat.
Like tacking the power of.
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right, let's move on from that.
Okay, this one's actually tough. Oh, no, it's not. It just looks tough. It's spelled weird. Okay, so DK Metcalf's full name is Decalen Zacharias Metcalf, I think. Pretty sure that's right.
I think so. Declarian.
Decalen.
Oh, sorry, Declarian. Zaclarius?
Where are you seeing an L in there?
Oh, that's an I. Okay.
It's all at the end.
Zacharias Metcalf. Okay.
It's Decalen Zacharias Metcalf. Honestly, the last name is the weirdest part, Metcalf. Like, that's the weirdest part to say.
Mm. But what? How does DK come from that?
I think he just shortens Decalen to DK, and then Zacharias is just a middle name or something.
That should be like DKZ Metcalf.
It could be.
Or DKZH Metcalf?
DK64. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Donkey Kong.
He should have just shortened it. If he was going to shorten it to DK, he could have just shortened it to Donkey Kong, and then everyone would have been like, he's a big Nintendo fan, and he could have gotten big sponsorships. He really should have thought that through.
He's not thinking. All right, the next guy. From Philadelphia Eagles own AJ Brown. AJ Brown's full name is Arthur Juan Brown.
Yeah, again, that was just like normal. I think some of these names should probably not be on this list.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing over here, Playmaker TD and sports, whatever's going on here.
Yeah, Instagrams, Playmaker, TD, and sports.
Yeah.
Come on.
Also, I know this isn't a visual podcast, but the picture they've got of my boy AJ here, he looks like this man is gassed. Like he does not. He is done with the game. He does not want to keep going.
No, he has like a little. He's like, yeah, he doesn't look happy.
He's like spitting out his mouth guard. He's like, I did it. I've earned my $5 million I'm going to make for this game. I'm going home.
That's after Juan Brown.
There he is. Then there is Debo Samuel. Wow. Okay, so his full name is Tyshun Raekwon Samuel.
That sounds about right. Tashawn Raquan Samuel.
Sean Raekwon. I mean, so first of all, that sounds really cool. Like that's a fun name to say, Tashawn Raekwon. I don't know how you get Debo out of that. I guess that's literally just a full nickname, but
Yeah, Debo. Unless he likes the movie Friday. Debo, the guy on the bicycle.
maybe that's what it is. Maybe I have to assume that that's the reference in his nickname is to Friday. That's a popular enough movie that's not like a stretch.
That's true, yeah. Tashawn Raquan Samuel.
Tashawn Raekwon. That's just fun to say. I understand why it would get annoying if it was like your name that people had to say all day, every day. But that's a fun name to say. His parents did a good job there.
Good job, Good job, Mrs. and Mr.
Mr.
Samuel.
and Mrs. Samuel.
And the Dallas Cowboys' own Dak Prescott, which I saw him on Sunday. He looked great. That's all I gotta say. But his real name, his full name is weird actually. So it's Ryan Dakota Prescott.
Yeah, it's either Ryan or Rain, but Ryan would make more sense, and it's just a weird way to spell it. And then Dakota, I guess that's probably why he goes by Dakota, because Dak is clearly a shortened version of that. Maybe I guess he goes by Dakota because he's like he doesn't have to tell the Starbucks people how to spell Dakota. You know what I mean?
That's true. Also, like Rain, like I think that's a girl's name.
The only way that I've ever seen Rain spelt that way is in the video game Blood Rain, and that is a girl in there, but I don't remember if that's her name. She's like a vampire psycho.
Right.
It's a whole. I think they made a movie on it, actually, didn't they?
I think so. That came out a few years ago.
It's probably awful.
I guess we'll find out. But his name is Rain Dakota Prescott, like Dakota Fanning, or anyways.
Or either of the states, north or south.
Yes. I think there's an east somewhere. No, I'm just joking.
They should just combine the Dakotas. It's too confusing.
Dakota. All right. Now the last name. Let's do this together.
This is for sure the hard one. They saw this name and they were like, "We're gonna make a whole list out of this," and then they didn't do their research to find other ones that were hard.
Yeah.
But this one, oh boy.
All right. Well, we were talking about Miami Dolphins quarterback's own Tua Tagovailoa. His full name. You
can't even say his shortened name.
No, I cannot. But his full name here is Tuanigamanuolepola Tagovailoa.
I don't even know where to start with this one. I really don't. This is okay. So this is clearly some kind of like Pacific Islander, like Samoa or something. Like that's the energy that I'm getting off this name.
Yeah.
The last name I think I have. I think it's Tagovailoa.
Yeah, that sounds
I think that makes sense. Right. The first name is a whole sentence. It's a whole sentence by itself. This man needed an extension for his full. There's no way.
I mean, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 characters on his first name.
I'm gonna give it a shot. I think it's Tuanigamanuolepola. No, I have no idea. This one is a tongue twister. It's literally, it was not meant to be pronounced by a man as white as me.
Tua, we got that right. Tua Nagamanuolepola.
Yeah,
Let's go for
I don't
that.
know. It starts Tuan and then it ends in Lapola. So if we can figure out those middle 17 syllables, we can figure this out.
I think. Oh, the middle one is so it's Gamanu. So I think it's like Gamanu. So it's Tua Nagamu
This is a nightmare. This is if I, you know how substitute teachers pronounce everybody's name wrong?
Right.
This would be the one that I would see and I'd be like, oh, I'm definitely going to get this one wrong. Sorry for butchering your name. Like substitutes do to just the most normal names ever. I would say this one and just full confidence know that no matter what I said, it was going to be wrong.
I mean, the substitute teachers pronounced my name. I think he was joking, but he said abracadabra. I'm like,
Abracadabra.
yeah. I'm like, well, come on, man.
I
That's not my
mean,
name.
that's kind of fun, but it's definitely not your name.
No, it's
Maybe he
not.
was thinking of the Pokemon. He was like, well, he's in middle school now, so he's Abra. But when he gets to middle school, or high school, he'll be Kadabra, and eventually he'll become Alakazam once he gets traded to the New York Jets.
Oh, he will. He will make. Yeah. We'll win with him for sure.
100%.
All right.
They weren't able to keep Roger's legs in one place, but you know who's really going to put it together is Abrar. He's going to really put this team together, like just the most spirited water boy.
Man. Sure.
They made me the equipment manager.
Hey, man, that's a good movie right there. Waterboy. Everyone should watch it right now.
Oh man.
All right. Well, any thoughts, Daniel, about anything?
I understand why Tua shortened his name. I think that I think that makes a lot of sense. Like
Imagine putting on the Scantron.
absolutely impossible. I don't even know if they put that many bubbles on a Scantron. This
No.
man had to do football because academia was not physically allowing him to fill his name out on these forms.
Well, he's a great player with a great name. That's all I gotta say about him.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's it for the podcast. First, before we let you guys go, I do want to say that this podcast is available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And speaking of Apple Podcasts, we are ranked 82 under Improv. So thank you guys
Oh, yeah.
for doing that. Isn't that cool, Daniel?
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. I'm a little surprised because like to my knowledge we've barely just started here. So I guess we're just, overnight successes.
I guess so, or unless no one's on Improv.
Could be two. Could be two.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you, Danny, for joining. And next week, me and somebody, hopefully it's you, Daniel.
Oh,
If you can't make it, then no worries. Next
man, I
week.
don't know what the topic is yet.
Oh no, it's the Jets and Patriots game. We'll just review on that. But yeah, thank you for joining, man.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Daniel J. McGee or at my personal YouTube channel of Daniel McGee. I do a series of podcasts, but you can find links to all of those on either of those other two places. So just go there because it takes too long to say.
All right, that's awesome, guys. That's awesome. Well, till then, just want to say Arthur Juan Brown
Arthur Juan Brown, baby.
or Tuanigamanuolepola Tagovailoa.
Bing bang!